Hi, welcome to the Tom Stuger Show. Over the next 3 weeks, we're going to go a little more digital. We'll talk about internet leads, online traffic management, effective BDCs with our new series, How to Move the Customer from Their Keyboard to Your Showroom. People always ask me, Tom, what's the best way for me to manage my digital opportunities? Some dealers insist it's more effective to use a cradle-to-grave sales staff approach, whereas others are convinced a dedicated business development center that sets appointments is the better way to go. Some dealers feel that it's a small internet department with a one-man band is the answer. So, you think you know what I'm going to say is the best way? Well, stay tuned because the answer I give you might not be what you think. For over 30 years, Stuger Training and the Automotive Training Network have partnered together to create the perfect 5-day interactive phone, internet, and BDC bootcamp for sales, management, and BDC members looking to boost productivity and profits. And this year, we've added more great content. We'll be focusing on moving your digital leads from their keyboard to your showroom. Now, we'll be kicking off the tour in Scottsdale, Arizona, December 11th to the 15th. Now, there's limited seats available, so don't wait. Give us a call. Our number at our Arizona office is 800-999-5277, or contact us at stugertraining.com. Now, if you're a GM or a dealer principal, call us to find out how you could attend for free. Welcome back to the Tom Stuger Show. And we've talked about digital opportunities and some of the ways that you might look at them in our series on how to move the customer from their keyboard to your showroom. First and foremost, there's a simple reason why the digital inquiries are increasing and showroom traffic is decreasing. With the explosion of the internet and all the data that's available there, it's just not necessary for customers to come to the dealership to do the research. They do most of that research online, which means once a customer does connect with you, whether it's on the telephone or on the internet or in person, they're much closer to a purchase decision. That's why the skill level of the people handling digital leads has to be better than ever. And your management processes to maximize, measure, and convert to sales is even more critical. You know, in 2002, customers were surveyed as to how many dealerships they visited before they made a purchase across the U.S. The average was 3.5 dealerships. Well, in 2016, the average customer said they visited 1.5 dealerships before making a decision. This just goes to show that consumers today that are reaching out are much closer to a decision than ever before. So what's the best way to respond to a digital customer? Well, the answer isn't complicated, but it is dependent upon the kind of dealership that you have, the pricing model that you use, the kind of digital presence that you offer, and the type and size of staff at your dealership. So let's begin by exploring smaller market for dealership solutions. Usually these are stores selling 100 units a month or less. Many of our clients that have smaller dealerships think they have success with small staffed and dedicated internet managers, I'm going to get to this in a bit, that are hands-on with every lead, who sees the transaction all the way through. Now today we're going to tell you about how this approach might not be the right solution for you. Now, one of the inherent advantages to someone who is the first responder to an internet lead is that they head up the whole process and their responsibility is very clear. They're avoiding handoffs and making fewer drop balls with missed follow-through. There's not a lot of shade for the internet manager who is solely responsible to take that lead and take it from their keyboard into our showroom. There's not much confusion in the model as to where the buck stops. Customers will also find some kind of comfort with the consistency with this approach by staying alongside the same person throughout the process. Familiarity will be helpful to build greater trust and build more personal rapport. You might find that your CRM will also be more consistently used and updated as you have fewer people to train. Again, the person in charge will have no one else to blame if the data is not stored or recorded. Accordingly, accountability is a short ride. Clients also looking for a personalized approach in the process will enjoy being able to speak digitally as well as meet live and in person. That will manage the relationship after the sale. Another inherent benefit that dealers and managers both appreciate is that a single or small internet staff is usually very efficient expense-wise, because the same person who is answering the lead is also selling the vehicle. This person remains what we would call in a productive role, generating gross profit to offset their own expense. In many ways, the strategy is very measurable and easy to see a return on the dealer's investment. Another benefit, they say, is due to limiting the staff and expense. This model may reduce your turnover in an internet position, as the income and opportunity are both usually more stable and measurable. A player in the capacity is often savvy enough to provide multiple skills that make him or her more valuable to the dealership. In the end, ladies and gentlemen, there's a reason why dealerships often default to this model when other ones don't seem to work for them. They think it's safe, simple, and easily measurable. They feel it's affordable and usually manned by a well-rounded salesperson. Your digital client, they believe, will likely get a higher level of service accordingly. So before you decide to buy into this this model might not consider all things we've discussed today. This solution may not be what you need to see measurable results from your digital dealership. So to be clear, I'm saying, is this the best way? Not at all. While I've shown you reasons why this approach appears reasonable and may be sensible, remember, every play you run has a strong and a weak side. For instance, one-man bands can only play so many tunes. Now, what I mean is when that one person is busy selling a car, what sort of reliable response process can be in place for the next lead waiting to be replied to immediately? If one experienced, all-knowing salesperson handles the call, how hard is it to avoid the types of questions customers ask that may well make it harder to get an appointment? Also, typical salespeople do not have great long range as far as follow-up skills. And we all know some internet leads require patient consistency. Also, selling internet people typically do a poor job marketing, updating, and merchandising their digital storefront. With their limited time, how can they do this? Because they mostly focus on just selling the cars first. In the end, this plan might appear to have potential, but trust me, it has way too many liabilities. What are you doing on this day off? What are you doing when this customer comes in to buy a car and we're spending 2 or 3 hours in the sales and delivery process? Leads have to be taken care of immediately in real time. We can't have someone just taking the low-hanging fruit. And the bottom line is this: someone has to manage that person. There has to be a total transparency, total accountability. And if this person is not selling and delivering at least 15% of every one of the leads they touch, then you already got a big problem. You should always have somebody. I'm okay in a smaller store to have a go-to person, but you have to deputize 1 or 2 others. Oh, no, you don't take 3 people and give them all their fair share. One of the 3 is going to be stronger than the other 2, and that's your go-to internet person. But you need to deputize the other 2 so that every single lead 24/7 is taken care of immediately, professionally, and giving you that 15% delivery ratio net that department deserves. So much to talk about, so little time. I love this business. We'll see you next week.